Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video tutorial. This will be bot number 52 from Dubious positions and how to attack them. Now this would be also be the last video dealing with the central cannon versus sandwich defense system. So without further ado, let us begin. Central cannon, sandwich defense. Red goes for the 5-6 cannons very early on. This is acceptable and considered one of the mainstream ways that Red can counter. Red develops both horses as proper horses. And in this board, Black will play p7 plus 1 before Red can play p3 plus 1. Now this would show that or imply that Black had already had a prepared variation and was hoping to lead the situation into something that he was familiar with. Usually c2 equals to 1 is played. c2 equals to 1 is played to give the chariot an open line. So Red will play r9 equals to 8. And Black tries to form a blockade. Now, this is an important move to make because Black needs to halt or slow down the development of Red's left flank. Because Red's 5-6 cannons is a very staunch formation, if Red were allowed to continue to develop his material, it would be very hard for Black to counter later on. And once Red were able to push the material, advance his material to the riverbank, his advantage would be unshakable and Black would be in all sorts of trouble. So c2 plus 4 was an attempt to capture the central pawn and trade chariots. And Red will usually counter p7 plus 1 to prevent the pawn from being captured and also to allow h7 plus 6 later on. And because of h7 plus 6, Red would be able to command the central file, command the riverbank, sorry. So that is why in this board, Black tried to prevent h7 plus 6 from happening and played h7 plus 6 for his own color. Now, tactically wise, it might appear to be a good strategy. Now Red cannot move the horse to the riverbank, and Black will still have Black would now control the central file. The cannon would be over, could attack the pawns, etc. However, this was done before Black had consolidated his defense. So now there's only one horse protecting the cannon from capture by Red's central cannon. Now this would mean that Black would have much. He cannot attack without qualms or scruples because his own defense would be weak. So the recommended move would be to play c6 equals to 4 instead, whereby Black would use that one move to adjust the position of its pale corner cannon. So with c6 equals to 4, Red would still be unable to advance the horse to the riverbank, or he'll lose the cannon. So let's say if Red tried to continue with r2 plus 4 to try to command the riverbank, Black could be prepared to start counter-attacking with c2 equals to 7, capture the pawn and attack the elephant. Also, because Black had played c6 equals to 4, now it would be this horse instead of this horse protecting the central pawn. So Black would have no worries about losing his central pawn after trading chariot. So Black would still be able to put up a fight in this situation. So h7 plus 6, although it would appear to be a good move to prevent Red's h7 plus 6, but now there were many inherent flaws in Black's position. So how will Red attack? He will play r2 plus. Now this would be the position of discussion for this board, and this is a very tightly knit, compact attacking move by Red that will hit Black right in the Achilles heel. So with r2 plus 6, Red will now be threatened to play r2 equals to 4 for fork of material. So there were two main variations that were discussed. The first was c6 equals to 5, and the second would be a4 plus 5. So let us go to variation A, c6 equals to 5, whereby black prevents the fork from happening by moving one of these pieces to safety. Red will continue with r2 equals to 4, threaten the horse, and the horse would usually capture the central pawn for the trade material. Now h6 plus 7 is not viable because now Red would be able to advance his horse to the riverbank for attack. Red will still claim the initiative. Red will be prepared to play p7 plus 1 to gain material. So once the horse was unleashed, Black would be all sorts of trouble. So h6 plus 5 after trading material, check. Black would fortify his central file, and Red would make this very brilliant move of sacrificing his cannon to block the horse from protecting the central pawn. Now this would also be the title of this board, directly capturing the central pawn. Now with this move, black would be placed in a dilemma. So let's say for beginners, let's say if black captured, this would be a check, and black would gain material, threaten to gain claim back lost material, and threaten to gain material, and there's still a very powerful attack going on the central file. So that is why c6 plus 5 is a brilliant move. Black will try to move his cannon to safety, and red will now capture the central pawn. Note that after capturing the central pawn, black cannot capture the cannon because it will be a check by either the chariot or the cannon. So black would solidify, and he would retreat his chariot one step. Black would not need to worry about Red would not have to worry about black capturing the cannon. Otherwise, he could simply check. There are many things he could do. Claim back lost material, etc., etc. So at this point in time, there will be many holes in black's position where red can exploit, and if red played more or less correctly, he can be confident of success in this game. So let us go to variation B. Variation B, a4 plus 5. Now black would protect the cannon from this fork in this manner, and it would be at this point in time, red would capture the central pawn again. Now this is a very down-to-earth but very powerful no-nonsense attack. As mentioned earlier, this pawn was protected by the horse, which also shouldered the responsibility of guarding the chariot. So with this move, red would have blasted open black's entire pawn rank. This chariot would now become unprotected, and red would still have a very defensive, very nice formation going on. So let's say black consolidated his defense, red will continue to threaten the horse, and again the red horse is unleashed. It can do many things, while this chariot will be pinning these two pieces, which the chariot is now unprotected. So let's say black tried to create some mischief, but red will simply not bother and go ahead and attack. At this point in time, red would have more pawns and he will command the initiative. So let us review this entire board from the eyes of black. Central cannon, sandwich horse defense, 5-6 cannons, and red chooses to develop a chariot. So far okay. 5-6 cannons with proper horses. Edge horse is also another important variation. p7 plus 1. As mentioned earlier, usually c2 equals to 1 is played to disallow red from developing his chariot. 9 equals to 8. R2, c2 plus 4 to form a blockade. p7 plus 1, and questionable move, h7 plus 6, because black had not consolidated his defense. So if instead c6 equals to 4 would have been a better move, although black would have used out an extra move, but this would be greatly compensated by simply pinning red's position. So R2 plus 6, the position of discussion. Red hits hard at where it hurt most. Variation A, C6 goes to 5, attacks the horse. Traits, if H6 plus 7, the horse will be unleashed again, black will still be in trouble. H3 plus 5, after trading, a brilliant move, blocking the horse. And black would have many holes in his defense, and red can develop his chariot, develop his horse over here, etc, etc. Red can be very confident about his prospects in this game. Variation B, A4 plus 5, H5, K5 plus, C5 plus 4. After trading, red will still have the initiative going on. So I hope you've liked this short video. This will be the last video in Dubious Positions that deals with the sandwich horse defense, and personally I found the entire chapter very rewarding. I like to play the sandwich horse defense a lot, and it gave me a lot of perspective into this opening system. So if you like the work that I've been doing, please do subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up for this video. Thank you, and have a great weekend ahead.